Hey, welcome back everybody. It is another Friday live stream. Today is take two for me because I didn't hit the go live button and I've already done this presentation one time today. So my apologies for being a little bit late. However, better late than never, and we will still be able to get through everything just fine today. To make sure that I'm not screwing this up again, can somebody who's watching this give me some thumbs ups or drop a comment in here so I know you're there. There we go. I've got a thumbs up. We're good to go. We'll rock and roll. Today, we're doing a little bit of K-Bar 101. I am running solo today. Brock's out of the office, so I will do my best to keep an eye on comments. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, put them up in here, and I will keep checking back and forth to make sure I answer your questions today. So our tool today is actually one of my favorite tools. Probably if you made me pick one large damage tool, this is where I'm gonna go. This is the K-Bar. So it is a very simple leverage device. For you body techs, think of it like your pogo stick or your hustle stick. Simply make a leverage point, attach it to the tab, and begin to pull. Very simple, very powerful, tons of control. If you have, hey, Chris White is there. What's up, Chris White? Blake, my GPR son, is in the house, and Dustin McInnes. Thanks for coming in. So the way this works, again, is a simple leverage tool. So today, I'm gonna show you a couple different pulls. We're gonna make a pull on the door here. I'll show you a couple different ways to set it up there. Also, this tool, because we can get this bridge or this slide so close into the foot, we are actually able to come down and make pulls on rocker panels. It's really pretty impressive. And again, I'm scrambling a little bit because I've already done this presentation and forgot to hit the go live stream. So we are here. We'll do our best to make it all happen. So our dent today is kick the door in. Oh, and a shout out to Jeremy Fleer in case he gets to watch this live stream. Jeremy, thanks for donating a blown up car for us to kick and pull and destroy to demonstrate and just to show how strong these tools and tabs are. So we've got a nice dent right through the body line here. We've got a good crown. In fact, let me switch the cameras, get in a little bit closer. So you can see I've already got the tab placed. We are just below the body line. We never want to go over that body line. We've got a nice crown here, a little bit of crowning underneath. We're going to be in good shape. I am using Cam Auto today. This glue's been on here for a little bit, so let me throw a little bit of heat back in the panel just to soften things up and make sure we're not brittle. Just like so. So another thing we can do while we're getting set up is using the K-Pod. So that's right here is the camera. So using this is the K-Pod. We can actually turn this into a mini bridge. So it's a T-slot. So we just go up through, twist to lock in, and then we have ourselves a little T-slot or a little beam that we can work with. It's a little bit more limiting than a K-beam, but let me just give you a quick demonstration here. I know that I need to slack this all the way out because I don't have quite the same amount of travel. Move this more to the center and get the K-Pod in there. So right off the bat, you can see one of the things we're battling is our ability to rotate our feet. These feet stay static, and there's not a whole lot we can do about that. However, we can still make a pretty nice move with this tool. Again, this was my first large GPR tool. I bought the K-Bar and the K-Pod, and I was off to the races and started making big moves. So it works just like a K-beam. Simply loosen the handle to tighten the pull, and we're able to get in, and now this becomes a second set of hands for us. It's holding tension on. We can, Chris, you're probably right. It might be twice as good because it's the second take. Hey, Dustin, thanks. So you can see we can get under a load. We can start to make our double action move here, hold a little bit of tension, and come in and begin correcting those crowns. This already becomes a second set of hands for us. And also, plenty of power to just continue to turn. It's super rigid, super strong, and you're good to go. However, again, compared directly to a K-beam, more limiting. These feet do not rotate. The pads are static. They don't articulate all the way around. It is, however, if you've got a K-bar, it's a great add-on. If you're getting into really complex pulls, it could work as a second beam for you. Something to keep in mind, and another way to put all of our system to work here. So I'm going to loosen this and take it off and show you my favorite way to use the K-bar. Working with this, we can still do a double action move. So we've got some crowning here and some crowning underneath. We can take this foot and place it on our crown. I think this is a little too close for us to get in. However, I'm certain we can get here. We'll get our foot on the crown, so we're pushing in on the crown or the high while we're pulling out on the low. So all I wanted to do is loosen my sled up, slide my adapter on. I want to be as centered as I can, and I want to be as perpendicular as I can. Come on up here, all the way in, and we are just getting on the crown. I want to make sure I lock everything in before we start to make a move. And let's switch back to the wider camera. So you can see that we're on there. Plenty of pulling power to push that crown in. In fact, I don't want to go too hard. We could actually cave the door in. Don't create more damage. If the crown were a little tighter, we would stay there. However, we'll go Jonathan style. So Jonathan, a little shout out to you, buddy, if you're back here watching this. Loosen this up, and we will go on the glass. Now, I got to tell you, this makes me nervous, but I've seen Jonathan do it dozens of times. Doesn't make him nervous, so we'll go for it. Also, if we break the window, we'll be able to tell Jonathan something, and I don't think Jeremy's going to care because it's a blown up car. So, plenty of power, and you can see just how easy it is to begin moving that metal out. Right? That should be showing up pretty well. Let's zoom in here a little bit. Move this down for you to get a little side angle. There we go. Plenty of power. Really, like, the whole car is shaking. I don't know why you can see that. Now, it's not just about raw power. There we go. Whiston is back from Cape Town. Dave Brinkley, thanks for coming in. Aurel, thanks for coming. Tons of power. We can also, let me switch back to this wider camera and show you, still do a double action move here. So what I like to do is I sort of lock my wrist, get my arm either against the car or in this case against my leg, and I'm just sort of locked in place, and all I need to do to pull is put a little bit of body weight behind it. While I'm putting body weight behind it, that frees my hand up to come in here and begin working that crown. Again, anytime we can make a double action move where we're raising the low and knocking the highs down, it makes everything move cleaner and faster. Really a super simple, fast tool. It's my favorite. If you're going to give me one and only one tool, I think this is where I'm headed. Now, you saw how well this works, how strong it is. Really, if I just, like, more power than you'd ever need. This also works great for fenders. If we come in here and just to demonstrate it, you can see the fender there. Yep. If we've got a dent in here, right, to leverage off of the tire, it's a wonderful tool. Same thing for quarter panels and dog legs, right? You can get on that tire and pull. If we had a big dent here, we could actually put our foot right in there, hold that down, or even here and hold that in place, and remove the dent and pull this way. Really a very simple tool that is just versatile and fast and powerful. I really like, again, if I'm going to pick one, this is it. Now let me show you down here what I'm talking about with the rocker panel. Adjust the camera. Now this is rusty. This tab has been on here since I started the last live stream. So we're definitely going to throw a little bit of heat in there to warm it up. And while this is taking some heat back in, I'll check your questions. There we go. Dave says to check first if the glass is laminated or tempered. Yeah, the tempered is super strong. However, laminated is a little bit more, and you can find it right. Let me switch cameras. You can find that identification right in the corner of the glass on the stamp. Or if you roll the window down, you can look at the edge. If it's got two pieces and looks like a windshield, that's laminated. If it's solid, that's tempered. The tempered glass is really pretty strong. So let's look here. Now I showed you before how the foot is flat, gives you a nice big print to go on and get somewhere to put it. Down here, we've got our pinch weld. So we don't necessarily need this to be flat. This will flop over either way and actually let us go right up against the pinch weld and create plenty of power. Thanks, Bob. I appreciate it, buddy. Listen, guys, the glass made me a little nervous. However, it's a donated junker headed for the junkyard, so I was okay to gamble on it a little bit. If it were a customer's car, I would not have gone that way. But a little shout out to Jonathan because he is fearless with that. So, got a nice big centipede on there. We've got the foot. In fact, let me pop you off the tripod here and see if I can bring you down and show you what we're doing. So, actually I can't get on. So the foot is going to come up and hit there, and then we're going to pull. So let me set this back here. And once I get it locked in on that pinch weld, I will show you just how strong this is. So I just need to slide in a little bit. What is going on here? I think I've got it so tightened up. Yeah, there we go. It was all out of adjustment from using the K-Pod. There's a little bit more room here. There we go. Now I can get over to the pinch weld. Lock this in place. And now I'll bring you down here to show you how much power there is. So we're on. The foot is up against the pinch weld. And I've got just one hand here. We're going to go at it light. And you can see if I can hold this still. There we go. We're locked in. And you can see the whole car is moving. If we were somewhere, if we were working on a big caved in part, you've got plenty of power. In fact, I just had a tech support call last week, and the gentleman wanted to know if it would pull on a rocker panel. And now I am two hands in place. In fact, let me show you how much this is moving the car. Right? We are pulling and pulling more power than you would ever need to get going there. Ridiculous. Now we could also come, if we need to pull a different way, we've got plenty of power there or any of the other ways. So, in fact, let's see if I can even get it to release. I'm almost picking myself up off of the ground with how well that sticks. So let me hop back over here and see if you guys have any questions. Now that I've broken a sweat, let's see. Let's see. I'm glad I made everybody a little nervous with the glass. Yeah, so Gabby says that this is a great way to learn and sort of push the limits, right? If we can get on a scrap panel. If you're in a body shop, in fact, over here on my wall that you can't see, I've got scrap panels that every time I get a chance to grab one, I throw it into the collection. And then if we want to hurt something, we can hurt it. If we want to push the limits, we can push the limits. Scrap panels, or in this case, a scrap car, is a great way to learn how to push yourself or test it or see how hard you can pull. See what it does if you over pull. Tons of power, tons of control. Any questions? So Dave, The K-Bar is able to quickly change pulling pressure while tapping with the other hand. Yep, that's right. It's a very simple tool and quick. Again, if you go back and watch my Honda Odyssey tailgate video, I made those 3 pulls, worked the crowns in, did some hammer work, all in 12 minutes while I was talking to the camera. It's a super, super fast, efficient, and more importantly, powerful tool. So guys, that's a little bit of K-Bar 101. I'm gonna let this stream cut a little short because I already did the stream one other time and I've got customers coming in today. Last chance for any questions about the K-Bar before we take off. We've got links in the description to all of our free training, how you can do a virtual GPR 101 with me, how you can get a hold of Brock and the team. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to any of us. And come back next Friday, 12 Central, as long as I remember to hit that live button, and we'll get started on time. What do you want to hear? Send us in some requests for what you would like to see on one of these Friday live streams. We're putting them together for you, and I want to answer your questions. So let's take a look here and see if we have some more questions come in. Nope, that's about it. Hey, Harold, hi to West Texas from Western Pennsylvania. Thanks for coming by. Guys, enjoy the holiday weekend. Stay safe and stay healthy. I'll catch you all next Friday, 12 Central, right here for another live stream with KECO Body Repair Products. Thanks for watching. See ya.